Good afternoon and welcome to Closing Bell. I'm Jane Searle with The Street on Monday, October 21. Markets were mixed today as investors look ahead to jobs data tomorrow. The Nasdaq was set to close at a 13-year high, boosted by recent strong returns from tech stocks. In other news, JP Morgan agreed to a tentative $13 billion settlement over issues relating to the credit crisis. Its shares were set to close slightly lower. The Dow and the S&P 500 both closed lower today. The Nasdaq moved between gains and losses in afternoon trade. On the commodities front, both gold and oil ended lower. Earlier, I spoke with Jason Weisberg of Seaport Securities.
Well, I think looking at the markets, currently today, we had a great run last week after the proposed, or at least temporary, debt resolution. Going into today, I'd say the markets are acting very healthy considering the government just did a $13 billion money grab from JP Morgan. And now there's talk of Bank of America having some repercussions in the same arena. I think the market's acting very positively. Investors are taking that money grab in stride. And the techs are great. And we do see healthy sector rotation over the last few months. That only bodes well for the market going higher in the months to come.
Okay, so you mentioned tech stocks doing very well. The Nasdaq is trading around a 13-year high. Do tech stocks like Apple and Google have much further to run? Are you worried about valuations?
I think, well, personally, I'm long Apple. That aside, I think Apple's relatively cheap compared to some of its peer group. The one advantage that technology has currently at the moment is that it's not regulated by the government and they can't just grab what they want when they want. And secondly, it's one of the few industries, if not the only industry, where they get to reinvent the wheel over and over and over again, where much more traditional companies don't have that same luxury. They just have to produce a better wheel, a more economic wheel, and hopefully people will buy what they create, whereas technology companies create things that are all new and different, and there's a never-ending desire to have newer and better.
In corporate news, Apple shares closed higher. The company is expected to release a thinner iPad and iPad mini tomorrow. Energy company Halliburton closed lower as revenues disappointed. Toy maker Hasbro was up more than 5% after beating earnings expectations. Meanwhile, all eyes are to the jobs report tomorrow. Data is expected to show that employers added the highest number of workers in 5 months during September. Coming up tomorrow morning, live from the Nasdaq, our John Marino will have all the overnight action from overseas with stories you should be watching to get your trading day started. From The Street, I'm Jane Searle in New York. Have a great evening.